face it, there's nothing mature about chasing trends that don't serve us. Let's face it, for most of us over 40, the beauty blender doesn't blend with our lives. Today I'm going to show you how to apply a flawless foundation without using a sponge. Without all the fluff, without all the frustration, let's just do it. Beauty blenders are great. If you're 20, you don't have any wrinkles, you don't have any problem spending at least 10 minutes bouncing that beauty blender all over your face, that's great. You know, like a caffeinated kangaroo. That's just perfect. But for mature skin, they soak up all the product and they shear everything out, so you have to apply more and more and more foundation, definitely more than necessary. And here's the icky part nobody talks about. According to researchers, and I already talked about it in a separate video, makeup sponges are probably the dirtiest tool that we have in our makeup bag. Most people don't clean them often or properly, and they stay damp. And when they stay damp, they start creating mold and fungus and all of those yuck things. And do we really want to put that on our faces? Well, maybe you do, I certainly don't. Well, again, if you love pressing mold all over your face, then be my guest and continue doing it. But for the rest of us, I'm not really sure that that's good for us, and it's time for a cleaner and smarter method. We have 4 alternative options. First of all, clean fingers. That's our best tool forever and ever. Clean fingers, very important. And then we have a flat foundation brush. I don't have that one, but it looks something like that, but just bigger. Flat. And this gives you, you know, sheer and even layer, but pretend this is bigger, but this is how it looks like. And the one that I'm using is a dense buffing brush. It gives us more coverage. And the last option is a duo fiber brush. This is for the eyes. Imagine this is bigger. This gives us an this gives us an airbrush finished. I don't have, but it looks exactly like this. Let's just see how each method looks. I'm using my Dior Backstage as a foundation because I'm in love with this foundation. First of all, with fingers. I'm just applying a tiny bit on my finger. And you can see how beautifully it spreads. Of course, I need to work it out more, but I want to demonstrate the other brushes. This is it. Looks how gorgeous that looks. I'm just putting a tiny bit on the back of my hand for demonstrating each brush. So let's start with the flat brush. I am just taking this. Let's do on this side. And looks how pretty it looks. This is a flat brush and it gives you very sheer coverage. But this is so small, it will take me 4 hours, but look at that, this is gorgeous. Okay, and if we're taking the dense brush, this is usually what I use. And first of all, this is bigger, but you can see, well, I don't know if you can see. I can see. I don't think you can see, which is a bummer, but let's take a bit more. And this one gives us more coverage. Now you can see. I'm tapping it. And you can see it gives more coverage than this. And the last one is the Duo Fiber. And of course I will wash everything later. Very important to wash everything before reusing. And let's do the forehead. And this is the Duo Fiber. This gives us also very sheer coverage. Now this is a very small brush. This is not for foundation. It will take me forever. Very similar to the flat brush. Also doing a very good job. It all depends on what you want. If you want more coverage, then the dense brush is an option, or fingers. Look how pretty it is. Of course I have to blend everything. Let's blend it with the brush, so I will not have a stain of foundation all over my face. Okay, first step. This is just a small demo of the brush types. Let's just start and dive right in. Let's walk through a foolproof foundation routine that flatters mature skin using just a brush and maybe a finger or two. First step is to hydrate and moisturize. I talked about it so much on my channel, and I'm talking about it again. Moisturizing, prepping your skin. This is a primer from Essence. Good stuff. Glow serum primer. I already applied it before filming because I knew I wanted to demonstrate. But first of all, I moisturized, sunscreen, all those stuff. Primed my face with the primer, waited for at least 5 minutes for everything to soak in. So, you know, moisturize, wait 5 minutes, sunscreen, wait 5 minutes, primer, wait 5 minutes, and then foundation. So it is taking longer, but the outcome is worth it. So moisturize, sunscreen, primer, and now foundation. I'm again using this one because I love it, because it gives me a good coverage, and I don't have any brushes that are bigger than that to use. Not because, you know, I have so many brushes. I usually do not use brushes. It's just a recent change from sponges to brushes. I think I will pick up maybe a flat brush later on, not right now. Okay, first of all, I'm shaking it because I want it to be shaken, not stirred. I'm just taking not a bit, but let's say this amount on the back of my hand. I am warming it with my finger on the back of my hand and dotting my face, on my cheeks, on my nose, maybe on my cheeks a bit more. Yeah, I know that I already applied, but you know, I'm sacrificing my face for science. Not really. Okay, so after we dot it, we're taking the brush, and it's best to tap, and I'll tell you why. What, my finger is dirty. Let's just do that. When you swipe, and you know, sometimes as force of habit I do swipe, it leaves sometimes marks of the brush on your face, especially if you're using this dense brush and you want a more full coverage. It will, if you swipe, it will leave, I don't know if you can see here on my cheek. Can you see the brush strokes here? I can. I hope that you can too. So it is better to bounce it. I know it takes longer, but it gives a better outcome. So we are blending it with the brush. We're not bouncing it. It's not a sponge. And I'm kind of tapping it and swirling it. And of course tapping it on my fine lines and wrinkles. I have here and around my nose. And we can even take our finger and, you know, finish here. If we have places that we don't want the product to sink into, we can use our fingers, which are a great tool to use for foundation. Well, basically everything can be used with the finger. And look at that. Flawless. And it did give me coverage. I know this part has 2 layers, but the part that's more interesting and more prominent is here, where I have all my dark spots here and here, all the blemishes and dark spots, and you can see it hide them. We're playing hide and seek here. I'm applying also on my eyelid. I'm not applying under my eye because I do want to apply a tiny bit of concealer, and less layers is best, and I do not apply foundation under my eyes. I'm just taking concealer. This is nude stick, but you know, take whatever you have, and just I'm usually tilting my head to see where I need it. Can you see here when I tilt my head, we can see the dent? Well, it's not going to be disappeared. It will not disappear. It will just look slightly better. Will not, definitely will not disappear. I'm taking the same brush that I showed you earlier, because this duo fiber brush is very good on concealer. Just like that. I'm blending it. I used to do all of this with a sponge, but when I found out about all the mold and fungus and bleh, disgusting things, kind of moved to brushes. I still have a sponge and I still probably use it for a few times, just because I don't want it to go to waste. That's it. That's the entirety of concealer that we are applying. That's it, no more. Now, if you want to powder, only if you want, there are days that I do not powder. So if you really want to powder, take the powder, just put a bit in the lid. Take, you know, it can be eye makeup brush. Just take a bit of, not a lot, tiny bit of the powder. Take the axis on the back of your hand and apply in the T-zone, not into those creases, just, you know, around the nose. Or maybe if you need in the T-zone, this is the T-zone. If you did not know, I'm just adding a bit more, and again, access on the back of my hand. I want the powder to sink into the brush. I know these are problematic areas in my face. Maybe they're not for you. Maybe you have others. Then focus on them. I focus on this because these are my problems. Every time I'm adding powder, I'm just tapping the axis on the back of my hand. Just like that. I'm not powdering my entire face. I don't want to look cakey. I don't want to look like I belong to the bakery. I just want to look put together and fresh. And again, for me, these are the problematic areas. Maybe you have others. Most of the powder is on my hand, and this one here is also problematic, which means that the foundation will suck into the creases, and or when I'm sweating, everything sweats. That's it. That's enough. This amount of powder can last me for the rest of my life, I think. That's wowza. That's a lot. Really, really a lot. Okay, This is it. This is it. That's everything we need. We have foundation ready. We can now continue to all of the other steps that we want. If we want, maybe we just want to put a tiny bit of blush, mascara and go. Maybe we want a full face of makeup. Maybe we want just a bronzer. Every one of you has different preferences. I will just bronze and blush and highlight, and maybe there are days that I will apply mascara, there are days that I will not apply mascara. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm looking for something to do with my hands. You know what? What did I do with the brush? Oh, I put it here. Okay, that's it. I'm ready. No sponge, no stress, no more settling. This is it. Now, if you found this video helpful, then please thumbs up this video. It also, makes me happy, but it also tells YouTube algorithm that makeup over 40 deserves the spotlight. Then come on, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Join my family here on YouTube. I talk a lot about makeup for mature skin or beauty for mature skin. Then if whoa, what was that? Let me know in the comment section down below which tool do you use the most often, and are you ready to ditch the sponge like I am about to? Do let me know. Write something in the comment, like this video, subscribe, write something in the comments, share this with someone you think it will help, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.